Hello everyone. This is the story of what if Naruto surrendered to Touka Kirishima, Ito Yoshimura, and Rize Kamishiro. Prologue. Why did you save me? I don't know, I hated you.
I hated you too. Hidden Mist Village Arc. With these words a unique relationship had been born. A string tied around the two bound as tightly as a thread stitched into the flesh of a patient, so tight and deep it had to be forcefully cut out. But even then it would never separate the two, for they were the strings of fate.
-3 years later, two shinobis leapt from tree to tree. From afar it would be seen as graceful and lovely, but that was not the case. Naruto. Where's Sakura? The raven-haired shinobi yelled. She collapsed from exhaustion. Shikamaru is helping her right now, the blonde yelled back.
Chikuso. Who would have thought he'd be back after 3 years? We must lead him away from the village. The blonde cursed again.
No, I'm leading him away. You stay behind, he only wants me, I can handle it, the other argued. I can't just leave you all alone. He's strong. The third Hokage only beat him with his life. Frustrated, the first shinobi punched the other, sending him to the ground, where he crashed loudly into a tree. Stay there, I'm sorry, the black-haired shinobi yelled as he continued leaping away. Ah! Damn you SASUKE! The Kyuubi yelled as he fell down and crashed into the ground. Grazing the tree branches in his speed, Sasuke bent his head down and whispered a few apologetic words. I'm sorry, Naruto, but I can't risk losing you. Finally, at a clearing in the woods, Sasuke stopped. Orochimaru, I am running no longer, he calmly said. The figure who had been following him stepped out of the shadows. Sasuke, it's been a while since I've seen you, and exactly 3 years since I gave you that mark. The sinister snake demon smirked. What do you want this time? Trying to take over the Leaf Village again? Sasuke asked, glaring at his enemy.
Orochimaru smirked. Ah no, nothing like that, but that time will come. However, I have arrived this time for a more important object, or should I say, a more important person.
Sasuke raised an eyebrow. I don't quite comprehend. Still smirking, Orochimaru said, I am getting old. I must find a new body. I have found a new body. I just have to claim it. Sasuke stepped back, eyes wide with shock, as Orochimaru stepped forward. Yes, you, Sasuke. The moment I gave you that mark on your neck, you were fated to become my next vessel, my next life. No, over my dead body, hey, so be it. And the fight commenced. Sasuke quickly threw several shurikens at Orochimaru before leaping behind him and slashing him with a kunai.
However, in a blink of an eye, Orochimaru was gone.
What? Where did he go? Sasuke muttered angrily.
Missed me, the sinister one replied behind Sasuke as he tapped the stunned shinobi in a few places on the back. He quickly did a few complicated hand motions. Horse, cow, pig, bird, sheep, dragon, dog. Release. Sasuke felt pain on his back like never before as raging purple chakra grew from the points and encircled him, wrapping themselves tightly over him and completely paralyzing him. Sasuke fell towards the ground and struggled weakly as Orochimaru smugly walked up to him. Your body is mine, I win, the snake simply said as he began the ultimate immortality jutsu. Orochimaru's body spread out into a fog and disappeared as his soul went out of his body and headed straight for Sasuke. Sasuke's eyes grew wide as the soul of the snake came closer and closer to him. Greater than this is the end. Gomen ne. Naruto greater than Sasuke closed his eyes, only to open them again to huge sparks of chakra, glowing like fireworks. Nani? Sasuke's eyes grew wide once again as he looked up to see Naruto shielding his body over his own. Orochimaru's soul was struggling to enter Naruto. Naruto used his chakra to forbid the spirit from possessing him, but alas, it was impossible. Naruto glanced back and gave Sasuke a grin. You can handle it, huh? Naruto. Why are you blocking it for me? It's impossible to stop that jutsu. Baka. Anything can be stopped, anything for you. Even with the cost of my life. Naruto's hidden meaning instantly dawned upon Sasuke. Naruto. You are going to. Naruto began to concentrate and gather all of his chakra, and all of the Nine Tails chakra as well.
Protecting the person most important to you brings out your true abilities. Remember that, Sasuke? You've saved me so many times. This time, it's my turn. Naruto grimly said before completely concentrating on gathering his chakra.
Naruto, Dame Yo, if you use up all your chakra, if you use up all you've got, you'll die. No.
But by then, Naruto had gathered enough. The red chakra flared dangerously around him and the wind blew in angry swirls. Naruto gathered all the chakra into his hand and it flared into a tight, compressed ball. Using the jutsu Jiraiya taught him so long ago, Naruto finished the concentrated ball with all of his chakra, and his life source. Finally, Naruto yelled. Chakra. Release. On that day, shinobis from all of the villages looked up in fear. The explosion was so great, so powerful, dusty grit flooded the sand village, tsunamis attacked the wave village, and all grew in fear of the familiar chakra. The chakra of the legendary Nine Tails. Then it was quiet, like silence after a storm. The silence was so thick, so disturbing, one could cut it into tiny pieces and serve it on a silver platter. Back where the cause of the chaos originated, Naruto lay on the ground, bruised and unmoving. Orochimaru's soul was long blown away, shattered to pieces so he may never come back.
The chakra rope around Sasuke was gone. After all, Orochimaru was dead, and he crawled over to Naruto, putting the blonde's head onto his lap.
Nah, Naruto. You moron, how could you do such a rash thing? Naruto slowly opened his eyes, turning his head to glance at Sasuke. Blood streamed from his mouth as he did so. Sasuke, you're all right. I'm so glad. Is Orochimaru gone? Sasuke sniffed as his eyes grew teary. Yes, Dobi, he's gone. But your chakra is all used up, your life source. Instead of answering, Naruto gently lowered his eyes in quiet contemplation. Nay Sasuke, I never got to be Hokage, I feel so sad. Baka. Of course you'll be Hokage. You'll live, you always do. You always come out alive, always. Naruto twitched, a small smile gracing his pained features. Not this time, I can feel it. Even the Nine Tails within me is gone. I can't feel its presence anymore. He closed his eyes. I'm tired, so very tired. Sasuke shook his head and bit his lip to prevent his tears from falling down. Are you crying, Sasuke? No, I'm not. Who would want to cry over this? You're a hero. We'll celebrate at the ramen shop tomorrow. I love you, Sasuke. Don't be so sentimental. Save it for the celebration. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Sasuke felt Naruto slacken and lay still. A gently ray of sunlight slowly set its gentle hand upon the fallen comrade and his lover as silence descended upon the setting. The very earth was still as the grief-stricken boy stared with disbelieving eyes at the unmoving body in front of him. After what seemed like hours, drops of water finally began falling from Sasuke's face. The young boy sat there, silently sobbing, breaking the now peaceful silence in the sky. The drops of water on his face were rolling down his porcelain face. I love you too. And the first drop of water fell off his face, escaping into the crevices of the cracked earth. -1 year later, Kakashi and his former students, now only a team of 2, sat in front of a tablet with inscriptions none but the shinobis could read.
Sasuke, do you want to be the one to lay the flowers down? A pink-haired shinobi asked quietly. Sakura and Kakashi looked at one another. It's been year and he's worse than before. Sakura sadly whispered to Kakashi. It was a big shock to him, the two were so close. He didn't even attend the funeral, she whispered again. Suddenly, Sasuke smiled, a gentle smile, as if he had come to a conclusion. He stood up. Leave me alone with him, he simply said. The other 2 shinobis glanced at each other before complying to Sasuke's request. Now it was only the black-haired ninja who stood in front of the tablet. Naruto, I missed you. Sasuke said quietly. Did you know, I thought about you every day. From the day we became teammates to this very day. Sasuke chuckled. I'm being sentimental, aren't I? Stop being so mushy, moron. That's something you'd say, nay? Sasuke then grew sullen. Naruto, you know, it has been so hard without you. Without the normal quarrels, the normal fights, the normal beepies. It has been so hard to breathe without you.
I miss you so much. The raven-haired boy grew quiet again. You know, Naruto, I bet you're laughing at me right now, waiting to tease me and insult me for being so emotional, like a woman. You're waiting for the time for us to be together again, aren't you? Sasuke walked even closer to the monument. Well, guess what? Today's your lucky day, Dobi. I've decided to join you, so you can laugh at me all you want. Sasuke pulled out his kunai. Naruto, you'll be waiting for me, won't you? The kunai came down, towards his heart. If you aren't there, Naruto, I'll come looking for you, no matter what it takes. The kunai whistled through the air, and when I catch you, it'll be just like the old times again, you and me. Closer. Closer, greater than Naruto. Greater than Sasuke. No, Sasuke. Stop. What are you trying to? KYA. The crimson blood splashed across the tablet, the red liquid seeming to absorb into the inscriptions. The whole tablet was glowing scarlet. It would be forever stained with this color. Amidst all the screaming, a pale hand weakly pressed itself against the tablet, or more specifically, at one spot on the tablet, reaching for a certain word as if to grab hold of it and caress it for all eternity. In loving memory of Naruto, and so ends the tale of the two tragic lovers. Or was it the end? The red string, stained with blood, is wrapped so tightly, so deeply, that it may not be broken, may not be cut, for it was the string of fate. Naruto, I raced through the streets, feeling the wind blow through my blonde bangs, the leaves brushing past my body. I see groups of birds in the air, squawking as I race by. No, more like laughing at me and taunting me with their group of friends. Undeniably loyal friends, companions. Companions that are out of my reach, unable to ever achieve. I arrive at school 2 minutes before the bell rang. I can make it. Rushing up the stairs, I crash into someone. Itai. Watch where you're going, I yell angrily. The stranger I had crashed into was a young girl, around the age of 18. Her lovely long bangs framed her face perfectly, and her long beautiful hair tucked nicely into a perfectly round bun, making me unconsciously blush at her serenity. Ah, Sumimasen. I didn't mean to be in your way. She apologizes politely, and forgive me for being curious, but what are you in a rush for? I have to go to the opening ceremony of the school. So you're a student, nay? Well, hurry, the ceremony starts in a minute. Nani? I can't make it in time. And what do you mean I'm a student? Nei-chan, aren't you a student too? I was confused. If this girl wasn't a student, why was she even here? I'm not a student, but I'm sure we'll meet again soon. Bye for now. She smiled warmly as she turned around to walk away, but then she paused, remembering something she had forgotten to say. Ah, by the way, Boku wa otoko desuyo. I am a man. I mean, he shyly said before walking off. Impossible. He's cuter than Sakura-chan. That lovely figure of his was totally feminine. He couldn't be a man. What is the world coming to these days? I walked off to the school auditorium, shaking my head at the miracles of the world. Sneaking into the auditorium, I managed to take a seat next to my Sakura-chan. Yes, she is my Sakura-chan. Well, she will be mine. That is, I have always adored and admired her beauty and intelligence from afar. Embarrassed sigh. Ew. Naruto. Why are you sitting so close to me? Get away. Demo-sa, Sakura-chan, I only wanted a better view of the stage. Whatever. Freak. Get out of my face, you're always so annoying. I gave the disgusted girl a big grin, proving to everyone around us that I was really the obnoxious loud-mouthed boy everyone knew and loved. Then I soaked in the attention. It was attention of hate and malice, but it was better than nothing. This will be the only type of attention I'll get in my poor pathetic life. I sigh again. Indeed, I am one pathetic little boy. Suddenly, an old man walked up to the podium. Good morning, students, he said in a loud raspy voice. For all you first-year students, welcome to Konohamaru School. I am the principal of this school, please call me Hokage. This school is not any regular school, and all of you were specially invited here because you possess the abilities and skills of the ancient times, the skills of a shinobi. Murmurs ran through the crowds of first years like wildfire. It was expected. I was like this once as well, but since I was a third year, I did nothing but smirk at the younger ones, giving them the image of a fearful bully. We would like to introduce teachers of this school. First, the history teacher, Kakashi-sensei. Screams of idolization rippled through the auditorium. Girls in huge groups held up banners saying, "I love you Kakashi sensei." Several girls fainted due to dehydration, others fainted from nosebleeds. Yes, Kakashi-sensei was a popular teacher, that he was. The PE teacher, Kurenai-sensei, our jutsu teacher, Jiraiya-sensei, our school nurse and medical instructor, Tsunade-sensei. The old man just talked on and on and on. I nearly fell asleep until I noticed. It was that girl. Boy from earlier this morning. What's he doing on that stage? And the science teacher, Momochi-sensei, also known as Zabuza-sensei, he has also brought his apprentice of 10 years, Haku, to this school to be his assistant. The boy, Haku, stood up gracefully. As he walked up to the stage, clusters of male students sneaked closer to the stage, some frantically scribbling love letters, others furiously writing, "I love you Haku." Banners. Some boys immediately died of blood loss after Haku glanced at them and smiled. I smiled in satisfaction. Guess I wasn't the only one who got tricked, nay. Students, I am glad to be a new assistant here in this school for shinobi. Haku's serene voice caused more boys, and girls, to swoon and blush. I became a Junin at the age of 10, and reached Kakashi-san's skill level at the age of 12. I hope to be of use in this school, please treat me well. I was shocked. Junin at 10? Kakashi's level? Wow, this boy is good. As the students began to argue whether Haku was a boy or not, the girls said he was and the boys argued no. Haku noticed the distraction and quickly and said in the microphone, "Oh, by the way, I am a boy, sorry to cause any inconveniences or disagreements amongst everyone." The girls screamed in happiness, and some of the boys fell to the floor in tears, but most just blushed and yelled, "We love you all the same HAKUUU, hearts." Oh no, what kind of gay school are we turning into now? And so the classes were dismissed. As I walked to my class, several students came up to me and sneered. "Oi, the Hokage said that only the people with skill are allowed in this school. Why are you still here?" Laughing, they quickly walked away. I lowered my head, after giving them a glare and a not-so-friendly hand gesture. It's true, I was accepted here only because my guardian, Uruka, was the English teacher at this school. And also that I was supposedly one of the greatest and most powerful demons of all time. I was the reincarnation of the demon, Nine Tails. I was born with the symbol of that demon fox on my stomach. No one knew how it got there, and I was the demon who killed millions of shinobi in my past life. I was hated, feared, and I still am. Why did it have to be me? Why was I a demon in the past? Why am I human now? Why am I hated, tormented every day? Is this my punishment? My parents abandoned me once they saw the symbol. Why don't they care for me? I am who I am now, not who I was in the past. Why can't they understand that? Why can't everyone understand that? I also feel that something has been missing from my life, something from my past was haunting me, nagging me in the back of my mind. There was something I had forgotten, something everyone had forgotten. What was it? Why can't I remember that seemingly important piece of information? Slumping into my chair, my homeroom teacher, Kakashi-sensei, began to drone about something useless. New student. Saw. K. Here for a while. NN. What was he saying? What new student? Waking up from my dazed state, I glanced up and saw immediately the beginning group of fangirls gazing at someone with starry eyes and drooling mouths. Greater than not Kakashi again. Greater than I groaned. But no, it couldn't be him. Sakura was gazing at him while drooling all over her desk. She was never interested in Kakashi. Looking to the front of the room, I finally met the face a sullen boy. His face was devoid of emotions and he seemed like a cold, spoiled bastard, angry. Greater than, but he really is kind at heart. Just like that one time. Wait. What time? Greater than. My brain started hurting. What time? I've never met that boy before. Where did I get that idea? My brain had forgotten something again. A hidden memory I had almost grasped. A memory I touched with the tip of my fingers before it slipped away, like water across grease. From then on, I hated that boy. I really have no idea why I hated him.
Perhaps it was jealousy. Jealousy because he had gained Sakura-chan's attention right upon entering the room. Was that it? It must be. He must be some arrogant rich man's child.
I convinced myself to hate him. He sent shivers down my spine into my stomach, where it clogs up, pushing at my very heart. Why is that? It must be some strong hatred I feel. The boy looked up coolly and seemed to stare straight into my face, sending more shivers down my spine. I couldn't bear to look at him. His face seemed to penetrate through my eyes, my brain, searching through my thoughts, to my hidden feelings. He seemed to see deep into my past, using my eyes as a window. Greater than why does he keep looking at me? What does that idiot want? Greater than I thought angrily to myself as I looked away with a huff.
Greater than didn't he know staring was rude. Greater than. But little did I know, I had been doing the very same thing.
My name is Uchiha Sasuke. There is nothing else you need to know about me, he said coldly before sitting in the first empty seat he saw, right next to mine. Sakura squealed, for the seat was right behind hers and Ino blanched in jealousy. I sensed upcoming rivalry between them. Kya. He's an Uchiha. Really? The powerful clan who was mysteriously murdered? The only survivor of his clan? Yay. The one and only, isn't he hot? Kya? I hated Sasuke even more at that moment. Why did he get all the attention? He was only here for less than 20 minutes. It isn't fair. Life's not fair. I looked at Sasuke. His cold calculating eyes, his determined look. It made me want to punch him, then pick him up and beep him till he feels better. Whoa whoa whoa. Beep. I totally meant kick. My language must have suddenly gotten worse somehow. Definitely a slip of tongue. I glared at him, making sure he knows that he is on the great Uzumaki Naruto's bad side. Greater than Uchiha Sasuke, huh? We'll see how you fare against the #1 loudmouthed student in this school. Just you wait, I won't lose to a bastard like you. Greater than. Greater than. Uchiha Sasuke. Greater than Sasuke. I brushed my black hair aside irritably. Although I didn't seem like it, I was nervous. I was supposed to walk in front of the class and talk about myself. But why must I tell strangers personal things about me? It's not like they care.
And so, when motioned to talk by that Kakashi-sensei person, I walked into the class. Immediately I could see girls falling flat on their faces trying to get my attention, especially that girl with the pink hair. What was wrong with her? It seemed as though she had a salivation problem or something. My eyes then landed on a particular blonde who was dozing off. My heart sped faster and my eyes widened suddenly in shock. That boy. That boy was. Who was that boy? I had never seen him before, but I felt as though it had been centuries since I met him. Greater than he still looks the same as he did years ago. Greater than wait a second. How would I know that? How many years ago? What is that boy to me? The boy finally seemed to notice my presence and he looked up. We stared at each other for a few minutes, his eyes curiously gazing at me, and mine searching his for answers. He finally glared at me and looked away. Greater than what's his problem? Greater than I introduced myself quickly and sat in the first empty seat I could find. The blonde glared at me the whole way and that weird girl with the pink hair collapsed and fainted. Other girls were staring at me with red cheeks and gossiping frantically. Greater than what was with this school? Greater than, Sasuke, these are you classmates. The one next to you is Rock Lee. The one in front is Haruno Sakura. The one in the back is Aburame Shino. And finally the one by the window is Uzumaki Naruto, #1 ninja of the school, the blonde yelled proudly. I winced. What a loud mouth he had. More like the #1 idiot, a student said, and the Sakura girl in front of me laughed. I saw him stutter and look mad, but even then I had the feeling that he was worse off than me. He had felt true loneliness and this was the only defense he had to save himself from insanity. Uzumaki Naruto. His name sounds so familiar. Oh. The reincarnate of the legendary Nine Tails. So that's why he is so hated. One cannot understand the pain of another if they had never experienced that same pain themselves. They do not understand what this Naruto had to go through. To be laughed at and made fun of. To be hated and looked down upon. I immediately felt sorry for the boy. However, every time I tried to talk to him, he'd just glare at me or make some rude remark. Can't he see that I understood his pain?
Can't he see I'm trying to be his friend? Greater than. Why'd I care so much about how he feels? Greater than. During break, mobs of girls suddenly appeared around me. How did they all get here so fast? Racing from tree to tree so as to escape the fangirls, I noticed another mob of both guys and girls. Where were they headed off to? Spying from a tree branch, I noticed the mob had surrounded two people. One had a huge blade and seemed to be warning the students not to come too close to the smaller figure. The smaller figure stood behind the tall one and politely tried to calm the mob down. I smirked. They won't get anywhere like that. Zabuza-san, it's okay. You don't have to be so protective of me, the boy said softly while hints of pink appeared on his cheeks. Haku. Those students are going to get you if you're not careful. You're just too kind-hearted, Zabuza said simply as he swung the blade around once again, backing the ever-advancing students away. Hi, Haku smiled. So it was Haku and Zabuza-sensei. Who would have thought so many fans were after Haku as well? I scanned the campus a few more times. I seemed to be looking for something, but for what? A certain blonde boy, but he was nowhere to be found. Sneaking around the campus, I finally noticed him at the training grounds. Hiya, Orya. Take this. Naruto seemed to be training all by himself. Yo, I said simply. Greater than why? Greater than. He turned around and glared. What do you want? Greater than why? Greater than. I just wanted to know what you were doing. Greater than. Why am I? Greater than. So you were stalking me, bastard. Greater than. Why am I doing this? Greater than. No, I just wanted to know you better. Why am I talking to him? What is attracting me to this little fox boy? Why'd I want to know him better? What is going on? Of course. You just want to know me better so you'll get a higher status when I become Hokage, right? Hokage? The highest rank and best of all ninjas, of course. Just like the Hokage principle that we have. Hey, you? Hokage? Oi. Are you trying to say I can't make it? I felt a smirk form on my face. Maybe. Oh yay. I'll show you. Take this, you bastard, or ya quadruple A. And so we fought for the whole lunch period. For a moron, he was actually quite skilled, although I kicked his butt. This Naruto seems quite interesting indeed. Over the next few weeks, we fought and fought and fought, known as the two great rivals of the school. I was the prince, the one everyone wanted to be, and Naruto was the court jester, laughed and spat upon whenever he lost to me. It's quite sad. Who would want to be me? Strangely, I felt even more concerned for the Dobi. I knew that no matter how he acts, I can tell how he's feeling. I wonder why that is. In fact, during PE today, Jiraiya-sensei paired us off as partners. He wanted to do some tree walking, as Kakashi-sensei called it. I want you to encourage your partners to try their best and manage to walk to the top of the tree by the end of this week, Jiraiya-sensei announced. The whole class stared at Naruto and me. I, the prince, and Naruto, the stupid clown. How could we improve like that? But we did, and each day we competed with each other. Each night, we snuck into the woods to practice. By the end of the week, we were tired but proud. We had reached our goal. After school that day, Sakura came up to me. Sasuke-kun, I heard you passed the chakra training today, she said in a sickeningly sweet voice. Ah. So I made this for you. She handed over a large bento box full of food. Most of the food were things Naruto would like. Wait, how did I know that? Intuition perhaps? I don't want it. Give it to Naruto. Naruto? Who wants to give anything to that loser? I stopped in my tracks, feeling an instant rage fill up my entire body. If Sakura weren't a student, I would have fought her and shut her up in an instant. I didn't give credit to someone for being a girl. After all, you can't control what gender you were born to be. Do you really hate Naruto so much? Of course. That annoying idiot, he's always such a brat. This is what he gets for having no parents. He's so annoying. Unlike you, Sasuke. She glanced up at me, hoping to touch me with her words, which worked as well as a worm trying to grasp the wind and fly. My fists were clenched together so tightly I could feel my nails digging its way through the flesh of my palm. Sakura, loneliness is something that can change everyone. Stop talking about Naruto that way. You're the one who's annoying. Go away, I said curtly before walking away, leaving her speechless behind me. Now, why had I just stood up for Naruto? Why had I wasted so much of my time and breath to explain and defend that moron? Was it because I too felt his loneliness, his pain? Or maybe it was because. For once, I do not have an answer. Next day the whole class was buzzing with excitement. Naruto was being brash and a loud mouth, as usual.
But when Kakashi-sensei walked into the room, a special aura around him made the day seem more exciting than normal. Everyone knew something was going to happen. Something good.
Students, we'll be going on a field trip tomorrow. We are going to see the great Naruto Bridge. Yay! A bridge named after me. Naruto screamed proudly. Baka. It's obviously another Naruto. No one would ever name anything after someone like you, the students snickered. Now class, be quiet for a moment, we will be learning about two great ninjas. Naruto and Sasuke. Kakashi-sensei continued, in fact, we will learn of the relationship between the two, which was first formed at that very bridge. Everyone looked at each other, then looked at Naruto and me. Back and forth. Back and forth. Back and... Oh, just stop it already. Greater than Naruto? Sasuke? The great Naruto and Sasuke? The two strongest shinobis in the entire history of the world. The two strongest ninja with the most tragic past and ending. Most definitely nothing like the two we have here. Greater than everyone simultaneously thought. I put my chin on my folded hands. People like them. They would never understand Naruto and me. Just like how they would probably never understand the two tragic ninjas we will be learning about. The door slid open and a figure walked in. Everyone turned to look at Iruka-sensei with questioning looks. Yes, Iruka and I have decided to join together and teach everyone both history and English on this field trip. It will be very fun. We'll be seeing the Naruto and Sasuke monument as well. Kakashi said, as if reading the students' minds. This field trip will last for a whole week, and you will all be sharing a room to sleep in. Be ready to leave early next morning, he said with a smile on his covered face as he waved that ever-annoying Icha Paradise book in his hands. I inwardly groaned. A field trip, great. Now I'd probably end up with some stupid partner like Choji or some fangirl fanatic like Ino. This will not be fun at all. Rolling my eyes, I glanced at Naruto, who had a big grin on his face at the moment. The great Naruto Bridge. It's named after me. It is, he exclaimed proudly to everyone. Everyone laughed and teased him mercilessly. Yay Naruto, and the Konohamaru school was named after me. Yay, and I'm really the Kazekage in disguise. Shut up, I actually think this is true, Naruto fiercely argued. Everyone brushed him off without giving him a chance to speak. I turned back to do whatever I was doing, which happened to be staring straight at absolutely nothing. Greater than useless idiots, they wouldn't even know the truth if it was smashed into their heads with a brick. Greater than. Finally, the bell rung. As everyone began to leave, I stood up and looked down on Naruto, who was gathering his books. Naruto noticed my shadow and looked up. What? He snarled, his mood angry and dark from being laughed at again. I believe you, I said simply, and I left to go back to my dorm room. I felt everyone's gaze on my back as I walked out, especially the two churning blue waters of Naruto's eyes. What? I had felt sorry for the boy, so I defended him. Greater than, but then, why'd I feel as if what he said was true? Greater than. Prologue 1. Naruto dies for Sasuke. Sasuke's sad. Sasuke kills himself. Prologue 2. Naruto is back, in a school for shinobis, and under the care of Iruka. He is currently a third year in that school and is still being misunderstood. Prologue 3. Sasuke makes his appearance. Sasuke feels a strange attraction towards Naruto. Why? And they are off to a field trip. To the great Naruto Bridge. What events await them there? Truth revealed. The students arrived at the great Naruto Bridge a little after the sun rose into the sky, giving color and warmth to the world. Naruto gazed up into the sky, then down upon the ocean as he gazed at the bridge's great distance. W-O-O-O-O-W. S-U-G-O-I. He screamed, twirling around with his arms wide apart, the wind ruffling his soft blonde hair. Sasuke couldn't help but gaze at Naruto's happy figure. Greater than how can this boy be so happy? Greater than the question plagued his mind over and over again, like an incessant leech unwilling to let. He was struck down by an unseen force. The force pushed memories into him. Memories of so long ago. Two ninjas stood side by side, the one with darker hair draped his arm casually over the other. It's been a while since we've been here, nay, Naruto? The older one smiled. Ah, it has been 2 years, agreed Naruto, his voice gentle for once. Together they stood on the bridge, serenity calming the air around them. Ah! Hora! The sun! Naruto suddenly yelled as he ran around the bridge in circles, breaking the peaceful atmosphere. Wah! Naruto laughed as he spun around, his arms flailing about, his face towards the heavens. The dark-haired shinobi just stood where he was, one hand on his hips as a smirk began to appear on his lips. He gazed at the other hyperactive ninja. Baka! What's so special about the sun? Sasuke said in a bored voice as he turned around, his back towards Naruto. Oi! Baka ya nai yo, tem, Naruto yelled accusingly as he pointed a finger at Sasuke. The two stayed like that for a little while, until Sasuke suddenly broke down laughing. Laughing in his own quiet style, Sasuke turned around to speak to the confused blonde. I was just joking, I love the sun, Sasuke said with a grin. Naruto was shocked. It was Sasuke. Laughing, but then again, only Naruto could see this side of Sasuke. After all, this was the side of Sasuke that only Naruto managed to discover. Using his ninja skills, Sasuke suddenly turned up behind Naruto and embraced him gently. I love the sun because the sun reminds me of you. The fiery temper, the wild golden rays of hair, the glowing personality. The older shinobi's embrace grew tighter as he softly breathed in the younger one's scent. Sasuke then put his chin on Naruto's shoulder and whispered, and since I love you, how could I not love the sun, which reminds me so much of you? Naruto blushed and smiled as he put his hands on Sasuke's arm. Cough uke cough. I guess it makes sense. The two shinobis stood there, feeling the slow coming warmth of the rising sun. And as the taller shinobi bent his head forward to meet the younger one's lips, the shadows of the two grew larger and larger as the sun slowly made its way to the sky, painting with beautiful pastel colors on its journey above. Sasuke slowly came back to consciousness. Greater than what was that just now, greater than he thought with annoyance, his eyes still closed, greater than and why am I lying on the floor, greater than. Oi! Everyone back off. This loser just fainted, that's all. Why's everyone so worried, anyway? A loud rambunctious voice said in annoyance. But Naruto, it's Sasuke. He fainted. Sasuke heard a girl's voice whine. Yay Naruto. Sasuke needs CPR, I'll give it to him, another girl's voice said. No, Sakura. I'm better at giving CPR than you are. Shut up, Ino. I don't trust you with Sasuke. Why you big foreheaded girl? Ino pig. The two bickered back and forth, accompanied by other females joining into the argument. Zabuza-san, you don't think Sasuke-kun really needs CPR, do you? A voice said gently to Zabuza. A bit of your acupuncture can cure him right away, if needed, Zabuza stated clearly. Zabuza-san. Don't give me so much credit, Haku said with a bit of embarrassment. Greater than Kami-sama. Those two are always so couple-ish. Are they really just master and apprentice or something more? Greater than Sasuke thought sourly to himself as he continued laying on the floor. The bicker of the girls, Haku and Zabuza's little conversations, they were like annoying bees buzzing around him. Greater than why won't they stop already? Greater than just as Sasuke was about to open his eyes, yet another voice startled him. Hey, all of you just be quiet, the voice roared. What now, Naruto? Sakura said in exasperation. This guy doesn't need any CPR or acupuncture or whatever, he's perfectly fine. What are you talking about, Naruto? Look how long he's been knocked out. Sasuke felt someone sit on him. Greater than is that? Ramen breath? Greater than. He looks fine to me. He's not Naruto, now get off of him. Greater than that's it. I've had enough. Greater than Sasuke thought as he opened his eyes and tilted his head up to look around him. I'm perfectly fine. Little did Sasuke know that when he suddenly opened his eyes, Naruto had been startled, lost his balance, and fell forward just as Sasuke tilted his head up. Smooch. All of the fangirls screamed in horror, some were frozen, others cried in despair. Haku had his hands over his mouth, a surprised expression over his petite face. Iruka fainted, Kakashi looked bored and Zabuza seemed amused. Sasuke and Naruto immediately tore their mouths away from each other and went to gag. In between wiping his mouth and gargling water, Sasuke thought. Greater than he tasted like miso ramen. Ew. Whoa, calm down Sasuke. I think I need more water. Gag too.
Naruto, on the other hand, was desperately trying to avoid the mob of angry Sasuke fangirls, yelling something about taking Sasuke-kun's first beep.
Kakashi put his head down and sighed, immersing himself once more in his Icha book. Greater than what a day. Greater than -2 hours later Sasuke sulked in the corner while a beaten-up Naruto was busy cleaning his wounds.
Kakashi stood up. Now students, I want you to pick a partner to share a room with. Right after he finished the sentence, he got bombarded with fangirls screaming, I want you Kakashi.
Meanwhile, others were mobbing Sasuke and Haku. Well, more like attempting to mob Haku. Zabuza was in the way with his handy-dandy blade of course XP. Iruka shook his head in frustration. Greater than this won't do, greater than. Everyone, he shouted, getting their attention by the angry aura they felt from him. Since you cannot choose a partner, I will pick for you. Everyone groaned. And so the partners were picked easily. Sakura and Ino, Choji and Shikamaru, Tenten and Neji, Hinata and Kiba. Now who's left? Ah. Naruto and Sasuke. Kakashi said with a grin and a mischievous twinkle in his eye. Everyone yelled. Greater than Naruto and Sasuke. They couldn't even get along, let alone share a room. Greater than. Sorry, but it's final. Kakashi merrily said. Greater than now, why did I do that? Did something just urge me to do so? Nah, I just wanted to be amused. Greater than he thought to himself. Suddenly Iruka perked up. Hey, it's Tazuna-san, our guide for this trip. Twiddling his straw hat and walking quickly for his age, an old man in his 60s came up to the group. Hi everybody, I am super glad to have you here. Today we will be. It's you? Tazuna stuttered, glancing at Kakashi. Suddenly, Haku collapsed. Haku! Zabuza cried in concern, but once he caught Haku, he himself fell down as well. I believe this is the first time we've met, Kakashi said, surprised. Ignoring the gray-haired shinobi's response, Tazuna jauntily clapped Kakashi on the back. Good to see you again. It's been. How many years? 200? 400? 500 years? And you three? Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura? Greater than what? What is going on? Greater than Naruto wondered. Greater than how does he know my name? Greater than. Greater than then again. That Jii-chan sure does seem stunningly familiar. Where have I seen him before? Greater than Naruto thought again. Greater than that old man. Is he insane? Greater than Sasuke questioned in his mind, but he really does seem familiar. Haku suddenly stirred, and woke up. A new look seemed to have come about him. His eyes were now different, seemingly a pained soul rescued by a shining angel. Cough Zabuza cough XD. He looked around and blinked when he saw Tazuna. Tazuna-san, Haku said cautiously. The old man looked at Haku in surprise. You're the one. That one boy from the snow village, Haku. Zabuza then awoke. As he saw Tazuna, he merely smirked. So, I see you are still alive. Tazuna eyed Zabuza with a bit of fear, but determination. Yes I am, and I still remember all of you after all these years. Now everyone was surprised. Greater than what was going on, greater than. Tazuna coughed. Well, I'll take you to your rooms first, but Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto, Kakashi, Zabuza and Haku have to stay behind. The others agreed and went to their respective cabins, while the little group followed Tazuna. Nay, Ji-chan, where are we going? Naruto kept asking Tazuna. Tazuna just told Naruto to hush and they went all the down the great Naruto bridge. Near the end, Tazuna showed them a big stone monument, a monument dedicated to. In loving memory of Haku and Zabuza, may the two find their way to peace together. To the boy as pure as snow and the legendary Oni. May they be reunited past death. Resting near the monument were two displays, one of an old scarf and the other a sword.
Kakashi suddenly felt as though something had hit him right in the face.
Him and Zabuza fighting. Him calling up the nin dogs. Him killing Haku. I remember. Kakashi said slowly. I remember. Remember what? Naruto asked curiously. My past. Is that right, Tazuna-san? Kakashi asked. Tazuna nodded. This monument was built for Zabuza and Haku because the two helped kill Gato. Also, their will to become true shinobis and follow their dreams greatly impressed me. I'm glad I found you all again, Tazuna said grimly. What past? Sasuke asked. It was the only thing he had said since the accident. Cough beep cough. Kakashi sighed. I'll explain. And so Kakashi attempted to tell the three students the story of their past lives. See, 400 years ago, we all used to be ninjas and he began, but even before he got to the Chunin exam, no one seemed to care. I don't get it. Naruto muttered, scratching his head in confusion. That seems a bit unbelievable, Sakura muttered. Greater than what? I don't get with Sasuke. What do you mean I don't get with Sasuke? Hell no. Greater than inner Sakura screeched. Impossible. Sasuke stated. Tazuna looked at Kakashi. They will figure it out themselves. No need to hurry, there is plenty of time, Kakashi said knowingly. Maybe they'll remember sometime along this trip, Haku smiled. And so the group departed and went their separate ways. Arriving back at their room, Naruto flounced onto the nearest bed. Hey! These beds are soft, and nice, and bouncy, woo! He yelled happily as he rolled around. Greater than that idiot seems to have forgotten about everything Tazuna said already. Greater than Sasuke thought to himself, irritated by Naruto's energetic behavior. Sasuke suddenly remembered the vision he had when he first came. Greater than was that? A piece of my past? Greater than Sasuke thought. Greater than, but in that vision was me and Naruto. We were greater than. Sasuke inwardly blanched. Greater than, no way. Greater than. Naruto ran through the woods, enjoying the feeling of flying. He was happy today, leaping from tree to tree until he suddenly collided into. Oi Sasuke. Why are you always in the way? You just weren't paying attention, dead last. What did you call me? Nothing, dead last. Oh, why? And so Naruto tackled Sasuke, and the two had a little wrestling match on the ground, with winner being Sasuke. Got you, Dobi. Sasuke said triumphantly. Grr, that's just because I let you moron, Naruto stated hotly. Sasuke leaned closer. You wish. He bent his head toward Naruto's and he got closer, and closer, and... Whoa. Oh. That did not just happen. Naruto screeched as he sat straight up in his bed. Naruto's nightcap flopped over in front of his face, and he angrily jerked it back. What kind of dream was that? It must have been a chain reaction to that beep today, Naruto muttered. He glanced over to Sasuke's bed, where Sasuke had put a pillow over his head to cover Naruto's yelling. He then remembered something Tazuna-san told him when he pulled Naruto to the side. Listen, Naruto, in this trip, you may learn a lot about your past, and maybe things will be happier this time? Oi! What do you mean, Ji-chan? Happier? I'm already happy, I'm the proudest Hokage in the world. Not as long as you two don't remember each other. Naruto lay back down on his bed, staring at the white paint chips flaking off the ceiling. Greater than what past? Who needs a damn past anyway? All it does is bring each other pain. Greater than. He looked over at Sasuke again. Sasuke's calm, sleeping face had managed to escape from underneath his pillow, and he lay sleeping in all his innocent glory. Greater than sleeping like a little angel, as always. Wah, I've never seen Sasuke sleep in my whole entire life. Nor do I even want to, greater than. Naruto shut his eyes in frustration. Greater than what is going on with me? Why am I so concerned over this whole, past, situation? Why'd I get these feelings, greater than? He rolled over on his bed, his head on his arms. Greater than sure I acted like I had forgotten about that past stuff Ji-chan was talking about. But, I was really thinking about it a lot, greater than.
Naruto's eyes drooped down and gained the hidden serious and gentle qualities that took place when no one was around.
Greater than no one cares about this Uzumaki Naruto now anyway. So why should I care about my past? I already know I was a demon in my past life. Isn't that all I need to know? Must I suffer even more pain? Greater than?
Dobi, what are you doing still awake? LKE a thief caught red-handed. Naruto froze upon hearing those words. Sasuke paw first person. A loud voice woke me from my slumber. Grumbling, I plopped the pillow over my head. There, finally some peace. Dozing off again, I was jolted back awake by some nagging feeling. Something inside of me wanted me to stay awake. It wanted me to check up on that beautiful blonde angel on the other bed.
And so I finally gave in, slowly opening my eyes and turning over to look at Naruto. My jaw nearly dropped at what I saw. Naruto in his most vulnerable state. Naruto, his eyes filled with emotion, his facade during the day dropped. I could see everything he was thinking about, his eyes like beautiful glass windows reflecting all of his thoughts. I gazed at him, lost in his beautiful perfection. The way he tilted his head, the way his soft blonde hair stuck out lazily from his nightcap, the way he seemed to be deep in thought, his soft eyes gazing at nothing. Greater than no, I wanted them to look at me. Greater than, Dobi, what are you doing still awake? I said without thinking, my voice cool without emotions. It was after I said that when I began to realize. This whole time I was staring at Naruto and actually calling him an angel and looking at him like one would look at a woman. My thoughts grew confused and I felt a dark cold lump of dread grow in my stomach. Greater than am I? Turning gay? Greater than, but before I could think it out, the blonde angel turned his blue eyes upon me. His wide, surprised, doe-like eyes quickly hardening, turning back into a brick wall. A wall so hard that the windows to his soul were now barred and impenetrable by any living thing. Naruto paw first person. What do you want, Sasuke? I said with a bit of embarrassment. He had just seen me without my mask. Would he scorn me because of it? Will he laugh in my face for being a weakling? I hardened my face, molding it into the mask that I wore whenever people were around. Sasuke looked at me for a second, and blinked. He opened his mouth to say something, then stopped, before muttering a quick, Nandmo nai, and turning over to fall back asleep. Greater than what is up with this guy? Greater than third person omniscient. Sasuke turned his back to Naruto, leaving the fuming boy glaring daggers at his back. Greater than no, I can't be having any attraction towards Naruto, it's not possible. He's just a simple-minded, shallow, loudmouth idiot. I must be assuming too much of him. Greater than Sasuke thought to himself. Greater than I'm probably just tired, I'll think more into this tomorrow. Greater than. Next day. Oi, Dobi, open the freaking door. Sasuke yelled in frustration. Make me, Naruto smugly yelled back. I said. Open the door. Now. Sasuke screamed while continuing to bang on the door. I said, make me. Naruto mocked. Tisk tisk. The roles are reversed now Sasuke pissed and Naruto smug. KKKXP. I'm going to break the door on the count of 3 if you don't open it immediately, Sasuke warned. It's your own fault for oversleeping and letting me get to the bathroom first, Naruto just yelled joyfully back to Sasuke. Sasuke gritted his teeth. Greater than that stupid Dobi is going to get it. Greater than he thought angrily as he began to count. 1, 2, 3, and with that Sasuke kicked the door to bits, only to have a glimpse of Naruto with only a towel covering his, well. Let's not think about what that towel is hiding now, shall we? Sasuke stared at Naruto, eyes widening in what could be assumed as terror or maybe even delight. Naruto smirked. What, haven't you ever taken a shower before? Sasuke suppressed a blush. Who's the Uke now? Nyahahahahah. Greater than what is going on with me. It's nothing I haven't seen before, greater than. No, I was just wondering what took you so long to dress. Even a snail could dress faster than you.
Sasuke said coolly.
Naruto's temper flared. What do you mean, you idiot? I was too busy laughing at you.
That just proves you're incapable of doing more than one thing at a time.
Tem. A while later Naruto and Sasuke ran quickly to catch up to Kakashi and the rest of their class. Kakashi raised an eyebrow. Why were you two so late today? He asked. Naruto. A cool voice replied. This jerk right here. Naruto glared and pointed at Sasuke, who as usual, was standing calmly with an expressionless face.
Iruka shook his head in frustration. Naruto, when will you ever learn to keep your voice down? He began to lecture, until he was stopped by Kakashi. Iruka, now is not the time to act like a mother, we must begin our tour now. Kakashi said sternly.
Iruka blushed with surprise. Greater than a mother? Greater than Tazuna led the group of students across a meadow. Birds were chirping, the sky was blue, lazy clouds drifting.
All seemed well, yet Sasuke felt a chill go up his spine. The air seemed to weigh 1,000 times more than it should be, and he felt grim and serious.
This was a place he dreaded, yet he had never been here before, or has he? The group finally arrived at a clearing. There, surrounded by beautiful tall pine trees with the fresh scent of nature, stood a huge polished tablet. Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto, one gave his life for the other. The other gave his life to see the one he loved most. Perhaps they weren't meant to be, or perhaps fate was a bit too harsh.
Uchiha Sasuke, was life a bit too harsh without him, Sasuke-kun?
Haruno Sakura Uzumaki Naruto threw away his dreams to protect the one most important to him. Hitaki Kakashi. Those grim words on the tablets reversed the peaceful scenery. It transformed the glorious, lively mood to one of sadness and regret. Each and every one of the students wondered, greater than who were they talking about? Love? Dreams? Greater than? But they were even more curious. What's that red stain all over the tablet? Shikamaru questioned. Tazuna answered, this is the spot where Uchiha Sasuke took his life. Rumor has it that he was extremely shocked about the death of his partner, and so, when his friend died, he ceased to live as well. The blood that was spilled across this slab of stone mysteriously could not be cleansed, so it has been there the whole time. And with that, the group of students were left in silence, each gazing at the mysterious monument so full of power and tragedy. Suddenly, Sakura fell down. My name is up there. She stuttered. Her eyes were wide and she seemed shocked. Her pupils dilated as if she was in a trance.
She had become a different person. Sasuke-kun, you really did die. Sasuke-kun, she managed to mutter before she fell over.
Rock caught her and yelled frantically, Gai-sensei, she's knocked out cold. Tsunade immediately turned her attention to the poor girl. Her pulse seems perfectly fine. Tsunade confirmed. The students gazed once more at the monument, too distracted by the powerful aura to notice the girl's fallen state. Sasuke felt the cool breeze brush past him. He closed his eyes, enjoying the feel of it. Naruto. I'll come looking for you. Sasuke's eyes shot open. Greater than what was that? The wind was talking. Greater than, no matter what it takes. You. And me. Naruto. Sasuke swiveled his head towards Naruto, who seemed strangely frightened at the words upon the monument. His eyes were serious and they contained both a frightened and distressed look. His fingers trembled and he muttered, That's really, my name. The boy just stood there frozen, unable to move. Sasuke looked back at the tablet. What was so special about it? Sure, it had his name, so what? Sasuke wasn't the type to freak out over things like that. But there was something that caught his attention, something that seemed to snag his thoughts away and throttle them. It beckoned him towards the tablet, made him move closer, closer. Sasuke reached over, and touched the blood on the tablets. He was hit with more memories. A black-haired boy stood in front of the tablet. At that time, the tablet simply stated, Uzumaki Naruto, threw away his dreams for his love. Hitaki Kakashi. And that was all. Yet the boy seemed to find it strangely agonizing to even be in front of it. His hair was shielding his face, showing no emotion to the outside world. Silently, he took out a kunai. Swiftly, he brought it down. Dreadfully, his blood splashed across the monument. And finally, his body slumped upon it, his hand reaching to caress the one name upon the tablet. Sasuke gasped and snatched his hand away from the stain.
Greater than what was that just now? Greater than he wondered as he held his hand close to him, afraid it might get burned by even being close to the dried crimson liquid.
Sasuke sensed someone stand next to him. He glanced over to see a blond boy, now moving mechanically towards the stone slab as Sasuke just did. Naruto's eyes were entranced upon the writing. The elaborate strokes and slender form enticed him. He put his hand on the tablet, and let the memories barrage him. In that very same clearing, with the tall pines and the fluffy clouds, two boys were wrestling each other. They fought hard, they fought long, and in the end, both lay panting on the grass. "Nay. Naruto, you've gotten better," Sasuke managed to wheeze out. "Thanks for the compliment, Sasuke, but I think you've gotten worse," Naruto gasped, managing a grin. The two shinobis then quietly enjoyed each other's company, laying side by side while wistfully gazing at the clouds. Naruto brought his hands behind his head. "Nay, Sasuke," he said, his tone gentle. "What, Dobi?" responded Sasuke. "Do you really think I'm that weak? If you believe you are weak, then you are truly weak, but if you believe you can be better, you are strong." "No, I mean weak as in a person. Do you think the way I act seems weak? Like the way I act when I'm not smiling or acting like a total clown? Do you think I am weak? Like how you are now? I guess so." Sasuke sighed, and put his hands behind his head too.
"That is your true self. Which is stronger? Your true self, or the mask you hide behind?"
"What do you think? Your true self is stronger for having the courage to come out and show itself to me." "Oi. Do you think I'm scared of you or something?" Naruto said, a bit offended. "Perhaps. Oi, you." And so the bickering started again, but anyone could see that the black-haired shinobi was terribly pleased that the blonde boy was comfortable enough to be able to act like himself around him, and only him. Naruto shakily pried his hand off of the tablet. "Greater than that was just now. Sasuke and me." Greater than Naruto shivered. He gripped his head with his hands. Greater than what was that? A vision? A hallucination? Illusion? Greater than. Before Naruto had any more time to think it over, he was roughly pulled back by Ebisu-sensei. "Everyone, stand back from the monument. It's quite old. It might crumble upon your touch," the snotty sensei yelled.
And so, everyone formed a semicircle around the monument, leaving enough room for Kakashi, Iruka, and Tazuna to stand in front of the tablet.
"And now, we will begin the lecture," Iruka announced.
First of all, Uzumaki Naruto was a poor kid. He had no parents and he did not know who he was. He grew up believing that his parents were defeated by the legendary Nine Tails. In fact, we do not know much of him, but he was believed to be one of the most powerful ninjas alive, taught and trained by the great Jiraiya.
Naruto grinned proudly, but was soon knocked out of his mood by whispers of, "It's not you, moron," and hated looks passed his way. Uchiha Sasuke was part of the most famous Uchiha clan, raised to be the best. Until one day, a tragedy occurred, and his family was murdered. Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke then became teammates at the age of 12, and they were the greatest rivals in history. It was rumored that they had developed a small relationship together, but it's only a rumor, and nothing ever proved that. Iruka then chuckled. "Then explain the words on the tablet," Kakashi suddenly challenged. Iruka looked at Kakashi with a bit of surprise, before slowly stating. "The reason Naruto died was because he died to save the Konoha village. He defeated Orochimaru with the last of his strength so Orochimaru would never destroy the village again. Basically, his love was his love for the village." Sasuke was devastated by the death of his former teammate, Naruto, but upon hearing that his brother, Itachi, had passed away was when he finally mentally broke. He couldn't bear the thought of losing another relative. These are only a few theories, because it has not been proven that that was the reason, but... "Enough!" Kakashi ordered, his voice frighteningly loud. Iruka gave Kakashi a startled look. "What do you mean, Kakashi? Aren't these statements correct?" he asked. Kakashi ignored the question and went on to say, "I will tell you students the truth of Naruto and Sasuke's tragic past. The history books are wrong, and everyone's mind has been devastatingly screwed up by the years that went by. The students' voices rippled throughout the clearing. Greater than Iruka-sensei's wrong. History book is wrong. How did Kakashi-sensei know? Greater than. Kakashi took a deep breath and began. Long time ago, a demon called the Kyuubi reigned terror amongst the shinobis. Luckily, it was sealed by the great fourth Hokage. It was not destroyed, instead it was sealed into the form of a small boy, Uzumaki Naruto. Murmurs amongst both teachers and students spread like wildfire. Greater than what is Kakashi doing? Why was he telling all these lies? Greater than. At the age of 12, Naruto became a genin, so did Sasuke. Together, they were teamed up with Haruno Sakura. They were rivals from the very start. But after Sasuke almost gave his life saving Naruto in the Hidden Mist Village story, which is in page 356 in your history books, their opinions for each other began to change. Slowly, but surely, they had become friends, perhaps something more. Kakashi. Stop. What are you saying? Are you implying that these two great ninjas were in a beeple relationship? Iruka cried desperately. Yes. As a matter of fact, I am implying that. No, I am stating that as a fact. Naruto and Sasuke were gay. Kakashi. Iruka cried out, distressed. Greater than now, what will the students think of the two heroes? Greater than. All the students then turned to stare at Naruto and Sasuke. Even Sakura, who had apparently woken up a little while ago, not having remembered anything at all, looked at Naruto with a scared face. Naruto's eyes were shot wide open. Greater than gay, me and Sasuke. What the, greater than, he thought frantically.
Oi, he's talking about the Naruto of the past, not me. Naruto attempted to joke at first, but as the stares continued, the cold eyes staring at him like daggers about to strike, something snapped in Naruto's mind. He stood up. Kakashi-sensei, please say this is a joke, he said, his voice trembling slightly with apprehension. Everyone stared at the scene. Kakashi-sensei, please tell me that the one person I had looked up to ever since I was born wasn't some gay person who died for a spoiled brat like Sasuke. He yelled, his eyes clenched shut. Kakashi looked at the distraught boy, unable to deny what he had said. Forget this shit. Naruto yelled as he sped away, running as fast as he could out of the clearing. Naruto. Iruka yelled, about to chase after him, until Kakashi stopped him. Leave the boy be. Kakashi stated, he wants to be alone. Now everyone's attention was changed to Sasuke. All eyes were watching him, some fearful, homophobic dweebs. Come on. We know you like shonen ai. Some distressed, some even hopeful. Sasuke stood up, his face showing nothing, and he simply walked away, not looking back even once. Haku looked around in distress. Zabuza-san, what has he done now? He said sadly. He felt a hand on his shoulder and looked up. Everything will work out sooner or later, Zabuza said simply, looking straight ahead. Right as Sasuke walked out of the vision of the others, he quickly jumped from tree to tree, not caring where he went. Greater than just now, Kakashi said the two ninjas were in a relationship together, and just now, I was getting memories of me and Naruto. Memories that couldn't have been mine. What does that mean? What is it implying? Greater than, he wondered as he ran. Greater than, why did I get memories from the Uchiha Sasuke of the past? Greater than. Naruto crouched under a tree. He curled up into a ball and put his head on his knees. Greater than, why did Kakashi have to say words like that? Why did he ruin my life even further? Although it was about the Naruto of the past, didn't he know that the feelings of the others would be directed to me? Didn't he know that the past would hurt me? Greater than. A tear slowly rolled down his face. Greater than, now is not the time to be crying, Naruto. You are used to the hatred already. You can handle anything thrown at you. Be calm. The great Naruto does not cry. Calm. Greater than, he thought as more tears streamed down his face. Ah, damn it. He yelled as he punched a tree, destroying it immediately. Why am I cursed with this life? Why is fate so terrible to me? He cried out, the tears and sorrow of all his torture in the past finally flowing out of him, bursting free of their bonds, rushing out. The dam holding the pain inside of him was broken, his sanity set free, leaving only insanity behind. The blonde boy screamed, his agony and frustration laced into every howl, his whole body shaking with the intense hatred of the past. Finally done screaming, the boy curled back into a ball, staring at nothing at all. His soul had once again retreated back to its rightful place, where no one could see it ever again. Naruto would make sure of that.
Pain, pain, go away, come again another day, the boy muttered darkly. He grinned, his lips slowly forming the words. Request denied. Laughing at his little joke, the boy once again was silent, the pain inside him so abnormally strong not even the peaceful nature of the woods could help. Then the trees shook a little, and footsteps could be heard. Striding over the grass, a pair of feet stood near the traumatized boy. Finally found you, Dobi. Naruto's eyes snapped back to reality. Gazing up, he saw the last person he wanted to see. His eyes narrowed. You. Stay away. I don't need any of your insults at the moment. I'm not going to do such a thing. I do not want your pity then. I will not pity you. Then just stay away, Naruto yelled, standing up and walking away. Sasuke grabbed his arm. I'm trying to figure out something here, dead last. Leave me alone, spoiled bastard. You wouldn't know what it's like to be me, having been pampered and loved all your life. You don't know the pain I'm feeling, Naruto yelled. Sasuke pulled him a bit closer. And you do not know anything about me, he whispered with an eerie voice. You do not know anything of what I've been through, Sasuke proceeded to yell. You do not know the pain of seeing your parents murdered in front of your very own eyes. So what? You do not know the pain of never knowing your parents, or why they abandoned you because you were a monster, Naruto screamed back. Sasuke quieted down and smirked. Perhaps we do not know anything about each other, after all, he said. No shit. Naruto growled before attempting to walk away. Sasuke grabbed his arm again. But I want to know more about you. I've been having some strange visions. I want to know if you've been having them too. Naruto stood with his back to Sasuke, his eyes shielded by the shadows of the trees. Visions? Naruto smiled. No, I'm sorry, I had no such thing. Perhaps you need to get your eyes checked. Naruto lied before stalking off. Sasuke stood alone in the woods, silence pervading through the air except for the chirping of the birds and the rustling of the trees. He tipped his head up to the sky, a slow smile forming on his lips. What is going to happen now? Naruto. And the wind merely answered, a strange answer in fact, perhaps from his past. Why did you save me? I don't know, I hated you. I hated you too. Sasuke looked down. Hated me. Yes, that's how it is. He hates me. Naruto. Valentine special. The earth seemed to stop spinning, the wind seemed to stop blowing, leaves stopped rustling and birds stopped chirping. Even the sun seemed to cease shining, as a large, dark cloud embraced the world, wrapping it in darkness. Or so was the mood of the Konoha students. Kakashi looked up and sighed. Iruka was ignoring him, Haku was giving him looks of pity, and Tazuna seemed mad for him acting so rashly. Besides, Naruto and Sasuke were nowhere to be found. Greater than maybe I really shouldn't have told everyone so suddenly, but then, I really wanted them to know the truth. Greater than. Kakashi stared off into the horizon and sighed. Greater than Naruto. Sasuke. Come back soon. Greater than. Somewhere deep into the forest, a young boy sat on a self-made swing, the ropes made of vines and the seat made of a piece of wood. He sat there, eyes devoid of emotion, his energy gone. He gripped the ropes of the string like they were his only hope to reality. But then, did he even want to stay in reality? Or perhaps he should just drift away and dream. Greater than yes, to dream forever. That would be nice. Greater than Naruto mused. Greater than I can dream that I have a family, that I am loved and respected, that I am like everyone else. Greater than. Sasuke walked along a path in the forest, not caring where he was even going. Greater than why did I even want to get to know that idiot better? He's just Naruto. There's nothing special about him. What is going on? Greater than. He shook his head. Ah, so confusing. He yelled and punched a tree. The branches shook and leaves fell, the gentle green pieces of the plant slowing twirling around Sasuke in an intricate dance. Greater than why did I get those memories? Were they really of the past Uchiha Sasuke? Were they even real? Or perhaps simple hallucinations? Greater than. I don't get any of this. Sasuke muttered, very frustrated.
He sat down on a log, deciding to think it over, which would prove to be a bad decision, for he should have kept walking.
Naruto POVI dipped my feet into the river, the water calm and soothing, or as soothing as it could be, for my mind was dark, hazy, and in chaos.
I knew that if I ever returned to the group, I would be more hated than before. Could I stand that?
If I was in my right mind, I'd laugh and say I could. I'd sneer in everyone's faces and say I could do whatever I want. I would say that I was strong. But right now, I'm obviously not.
Staring into the swirling depths of the water, I became entranced. I wanted to go further, to see what mysteries lie inside the river.
Perhaps that was the place where I could dream. A cool waterbed where I could lay there forever, not having a care in the world. Just me and my dreams. I took another step into the river. It seemed to beat me in, pulling me inside, beckoning me to go further. Its gentle voice beckoned to me to get closer. I silently laughed at myself as I took another step into the water.
Greater than what are you doing? Greater than why, haven't you eyes? I'm killing myself greater than I thought snidely. How amusing, the great Uzumaki Naruto, killing himself over such a trivial matter.
Greater than no, I am not killing myself, I am merely entering the city of forever bliss, greater than. I closed my eyes and took a few more steps into the water slowly embracing me, pulling me into its warm hold. Greater than I can finally dream at last. Greater than Sasuke Pav. Sasuke to the rescue, dun dun dun. I suddenly jerked my head. Something was not right. Ice seemed to flow into my stomach, chilling me from the insides. My heart started beating wildly, warning me, something was going to happen, and I was supposed to stop it. I took a look at my surroundings, and no one was around. But was that what was bothering me? Perhaps someone is missing. Greater than Naruto. Greater than my mind immediately screamed, and I jolted up. My legs seemed to drag me after it, automatically moving on its own.
Something was wrong, dreadfully wrong. Somehow my feet had started into a run, and I felt my heart beating even faster than before, if it was even possible. Drops of anxiety appeared on my face, the adrenaline of worry etched across my face, rushing through my body. Greater than where am I going? Why am I reacting this way? Greater than I thought wildly as I jumped over several logs.
Greater than what is going on. Greater than my feet stopped once I reached a river, my body once again in my control.
Why did my feet take me here? I wondered a bit before something bright caught my eye.
Something blonde was sticking out of the water. No, it disappeared now. Greater than blonde. Naruto. I thought desperately, that idiot, greater than. I jumped in, desperate to save the young boy. The water bit and clawed at me, using its ferocious waves and cold temperatures to sting me, yet I swam on, not caring for myself. There was only one thing on my mind. Greater than Naruto, you better not die. Greater than I gritted as I fought the river, fighting to get to the unconscious, perhaps dead, Kyuubi in the middle of the river. Finally arriving to my destination, I grabbed the boy and started to swim back. The boy was dead weight. He didn't seem to want to move. A tangle of limbs plastered with a peaceful smile on its face. Perhaps I should have just left him there, he seemed so happy, but no, being the selfish person I was, I wouldn't let him die before me. You're coming with me whether you like it or not, Naruto, I huffed as I thrashed back to shore. Lifting him up the river bank, I tossed him into the grass. He was pale and his lips were turning blue, he looked dead already. Greater than, and he will definitely be if you don't do something fast. Greater than, my voice nagged inside my head. I proceeded to give him CPR, giving him my second beep and third, and so on as I repeatedly forced air into him. CPR doesn't really count as a beep but blah. The author said it did so there, XP. Greater than Naruto, if you die, I swear, I'm going to kill you, be it your ghost or whatever. Greater than, I thought angrily, once again touching my lips to his, breathing life into him. Finally, after what seemed like forever, Naruto coughed and spit out water. He coughed and spit out more again, and again. I clapped him on the back to make him spit all the water out, and I attempted to warm him in the process. Greater than, damn, this boy is freezing. Greater than, I thought absently as I rubbed his hands, hoping to cause some warmth. After he finished coughing up the obscene amount of water, He gave me an angry glance, a look that seemed to challenge why I saved him, and he fell unconscious again. After thinking about whether I should leave him there or not, I decided against it. He was drenched and freezing enough already, he needs help. So I lugged the boy onto my back, and carried him back to Kakashi. Kakashi's POV was joyfully reading my beloved Icha Icha Paradise yet again, when I was suddenly distracted by two figures coming into the horizon. Of the two figures, one was unconscious and on the other's back.
My mind froze. Greater than Naruto. What was wrong with him? Greater than. I immediately stood up and helped Sasuke get the boy into bed. As Sasuke changed into drier clothes, Tsunade was there immediately, watching over the boy's condition.
Sasuke was back in a flash, changing in a hurry and watching in concern over his little Naruto. Shortly after confirming the boy's condition, Tsunade left. Now it was only me and Sasuke. Sasuke kept a close eye on Naruto, never leaving his eyes from him.
Even if he can't remember his past, he's still worried, I thought with a bit of amusement. Around 2 hours later, Naruto slowly opened his eyes. I expected the boy to be up and jumping, yelling at how he could have saved himself out of the river himself, but instead I was surprised. The boy glanced at Sasuke, his face too tired to show emotion, but his voice dripping with venom. Why did you save me? The cold lips formed. I stared at him in surprise, although Sasuke seemed to be expecting it. Why didn't you let me die? The lips continued to speak. I looked at Sasuke, contemplating what he would say next. If you had died, there would be no reason for me to stay now, would there? He replied. I looked at him in surprise. This was almost like what the old Sasuke would say when he and Naruto were together. If you had died, who would be there to spar with me? Stupid as you may be, you are the only one I consider worthy enough to fight me. He continued. Naruto glanced at him, cold hatred in his eyes. Selfish, he whispered, falling back to the depths of unconsciousness, raggedly breathing as his chest painfully rose up and down. Sasuke continued looking at Naruto, his calm face for once tinged with the tiniest trace of worry, and he said silently. Selfish, perhaps. That was when I decided to let the two spend their time alone. It was best for them, I suppose. Naruto paused. When I opened my eyes, I glanced at my savior. No, he was no savior, he was my murderer. Living in this world was just like being dead. No one acknowledged me anyway. No one accepting you was just as good as if you were dead, or if you had never existed. Why didn't you just let me die? I painfully asked, my breath ragged. His answer only enraged me even further. He rescued me for his own purposes. Did my happiness not matter? Was I only useful for the happiness of others? Why can't I be happy too? Selfish, I whispered, wanting to say more, but I was tired, so tired. A yellow-haired shinobi, around 14 years of age, stared into the swirling waters of the river, his thoughts entranced about it. Oi, Naruto, what are you doing? A voice interrupted. The blonde turned around. Nothing. Just thinking. Now go away. The shinobi snapped, wishing the older shinobi wouldn't insult him for once. He wasn't in the mood. But to his dismay, the black-haired ninja sat down next to Naruto and looked out into the waters with him. Thinking. About what? The ninja asked, his eyes not staring at Naruto, making him fidget. Anyo, Ito, why should I tell you? What are you thinking about? The yellow-haired ninja countered. Nothing in particular, just of whatever I see, came the reply. I don't get it, Naruto said, his eyes squinting up into a pondering line. Sasuke smiled softly. Naruto, do you know, is there anyone you're interested in? He asked, his voice eerily quiet and subdued. Ah, interested in? Oh, you mean as in a crush? Naruto said, delighted Sasuke had spoken about a topic he knew about. Somewhat like that, Sasuke muttered. Ah, well, there's always Sakura-chan, but she always seems so annoyed near me. And there's Ito. Ah. Anyway, what about you, Sasuke? Don't you have anyone you like? Naruto asked, a bit embarrassed. I almost told him who I was really interested in. He thought angrily to himself. You like Sakura? Well, There was someone I was interested in, but now. Never mind, Sasuke stated gruffly as he began to rise from his spot. Naruto grabbed his hand and pulled him back down. Whoa, wait a sec, what do you mean there was? I told you who I liked, now you tell me who you like. He ordered. Sasuke was silent for a moment, thinking of what to say. Demo Naruto, you like Sakura? Sasuke asked again. Well, I guess so, but I'm not so sure anymore. After all, I've accepted the fact that she's more like a great teammate and nothing more, maybe because someone else took my mind off her. Gah. I mean, Sakura-chan, I like her and all, but, after all these years, she doesn't seem to like me back. Yay, ha. Naruto grinned stupidly. Greater than damn, I almost told him about the other thing again. Greater than. Soka. Nay, Sasuke, who do you like? Stop being so secretive, Naruto pushed again. Well, this person doesn't seem to like me back, so it would be of no use to tell you. So what? It won't hurt to tell her how you feel. It's not like she'll freak or anything. Greater than why? Why is my heart hurting? I knew Sasuke was straight, but why am I still hurting? Greater than. Actually, this person will most likely, freak, as you would call it. No way, every girl falls for you Sasuke. You'll have no problem. I laughed. Greater than stop hurting, please, my heart, stop hurting. Greater than. But the person I love, isn't a girl. Now the blonde stopped moving and froze. Wah, that was all he could say before Sasuke moved in, capturing his mouth with his own. The person I like is you, Naruto, you. He said after the beep. Naruto looked at him strangely, his eyes wide with shock. I'll leave now, I'm sorry, Sasuke muttered and started to go away, but was once again pulled down by Naruto. Naruto grabbed his arm and pulled him back into another beep. What are you sorry about, Baka? Naruto smirked, and the two shared beep after beep, enjoying their new relationship with each other. Naruto woke up, his eyes slowly adjusting to the bright glare of the sun. He tried to sit up, but, greater than what's that weight on my stomach? Greater than Naruto thought irritatingly, but when he looked down, Sasuke had apparently fallen asleep while watching over Naruto, and was using Naruto's stomach as a pillow. Greater than that bastard, taking me back to this hellhole and now he's using me. Greater than Naruto thought irritatingly. Greater than whatever that dream was about, forget it. I'll never admit to those as visions. I'm just hallucinating. Greater than Naruto thought angrily. Suddenly, Sasuke stirred. But the person I love isn't a girl. The dark-haired student murmured. Naruto froze. The person I like is you, Naruto, you. The shinobi student murmured again. Greater than weren't those what Sasuke said in my dream? Greater than Naruto thought, his blood chilling inside him, freezing his veins, his heart. Greater than no. There's no way that was a vision. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Greater than Naruto shook his head, waking up Sasuke. Sasuke looked up at Naruto, still looking a bit sleepy. Naruto, you're awake, he said simply. Sasuke looked at the blonde-haired boy, wondering what his reaction would be. Greater than would he be cold to me? Will he ignore me? Greater than Sasuke thought, he himself a bit concerned. Naruto and Sasuke stared at each other a few minutes before suddenly. Of course I awoke. I couldn't die that easily, moron. Naruto screamed, a bright grin pasted onto his face. Ha, you stayed up all night watching over me. Ah, acting brave now Naruto continued to mock. Sasuke was a bit shocked by Naruto's behavior. Greater than he was cursing me just last night, and now. Greater than Sasuke couldn't understand Naruto at the moment. I was worried. Naruto stopped grinning and looked confused. Wah, I was worried, Sasuke said again, loudly. Why would you be worried? With me gone, you get all your fangirls to yourself. Sasuke grabbed Naruto by the wrists, leaning over as he shouted. Can't you see I was worried? Worried. Shinpai yo. Honto ni shinpai yo. Naruto glared at Sasuke, his eyes narrowing into slits. And why would you be worried? You should just be glad I was gone. Grr. Maybe I should have just left you there, Dobi. Dobi ya nai wa yo. And yay, it would have been a good idea just to leave me there, you total moron. Naruto shouted back. Suddenly, the two students heard a startled cry. It was Hinata with 2 bowls of steaming soup. Ah, Anyo, sorry for disturbing your argument. Here's your soup, Sasuke-kun, Naruto-kun. Hinata said shyly before shoving the tray into Sasuke's hands and running off. Sasuke sat back down and sighed angrily. Greater than this boy frustrating. Greater than he glared. Here, take your soup, Sasuke said coldly, and he held a bowl in front of Naruto. Naruto crossed his arms and looked away. I don't want it. Take it. I won't take food from a dumbass. Take it. No. Sasuke was mad. No, he was beyond mad. Greater than of all people, why'd I get stuck with him? Greater than Sasuke thought as he proceeded to force Naruto to take the bowl. Take the bowl. No. Take it, now. Why should I? Sasuke thrust the bowl in Naruto's face again. I told you, I'm not taking it, Naruto yelled. Grr. Sasuke growled. He had enough. He put the bowl on a nearby table and stormed out. Blia. Naruto grimaced and stuck his tongue at the retreating form of Sasuke. Now once again masked in the quiet loneliness of the room, Naruto sank back into his bed. Greater than now, why was I so cruel to Sasuke just now? Greater than he thought to himself. He put his head behind his hands and stared up at the ceiling. Greater than perhaps I don't want him near me. Greater than. He started counting the ceiling tiles. 1, 2, 3. Greater than Su-da-yo. He'll only cause me pain. Just like everyone else. Greater than. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Greater than guess it just has to be this way, nay. Greater than. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Greater than I was meant to be alone. Greater than. 16, 17, 18. Greater than in my past life and in this one as well. Greater than. 19, 19, 19. And Naruto's train of thought was broken, forcing him to recount the tiles over again. 1, 2, 3. Sasuke stormed out of Naruto's cabin. That idiot. He'll never notice kindness even if it smacked him in the face. Sasuke muttered, hell, I'll smack him in the face. He crashed into someone. He said nothing as the person fell down and hit the floor. Itai, hey watch where you, ooh. Sasuke-kun, I mean, how are you? Sasuke replied shyly. Greater than oh great, it's her. Greater than. You are okay. Sakura blushed. Her inner Sakura screamed. Greater than he asked you if you're alright. He's concerned. Shianr. Greater than. Sakura said. I'm okay. Thank you for being so caring. Greater than caring. Me, no, I wasn't asking her. I was stating it as a fact. Greater than. I walked past her without another word before she grabbed my hand. Inner Sakura. Greater than you grabbed his hand. Good job. Hell yay. Greater than. Ito. Sasuke-kun, can you help me up? Sasuke stood for a moment, not answering, before he said. You're strong enough to help yourself up. However, before he got to walk away, Sakura scrambled up and asked. Sasuke-kun, about the past that Kakashi was talking about, it's not true is it? True or not, it's in the past, it has nothing to do with me now. Sakura's heart soared. Greater than if it had nothing to do with him, then I have a chance. Greater than. So you don't have any affections towards Naruto whatsoever. Sasuke stood there, his back turned to Sakura as he stayed quiet. Sakura took that as a good sign and continued. Oh, of course you wouldn't. You're so cool, Sasuke-kun. Why would you ever like a loser like Naruto, anyway? He's so annoying all the time and he's better than you'll ever be. Sasuke suddenly snapped at her, and he quickly stalked off. Sakura stood there, eyes wide, not daring to say anything, but inside. Inner Sakura. Greater than Naruto. Better than me. Hell no greater than. Sasuke continued walking on. Greater than now. Why did I just say that? That stupid Naruto. After being so stubborn, I'm still sticking up for him. The hell? Greater than Sasuke thought as he absently kicked a rock. Oi, Sasuke. A voice greeted. Sasuke looked at the direction of the voice. Don't bother me, he muttered, and continued walking. Oh oi, now don't ignore me too. Iruka's already doing that, Kakashi said jokingly as he followed Sasuke. Leave me alone. Now, you can't be that mad, Desho. Yes I can. Kakashi blocked Sasuke's path. Move. Sasuke glared at Kakashi. Era, don't be so cruel now Sasuke. I just wanted to know how Naruto was doing. Sasuke put a hand on his forehead. Don't even mention his name. Ah, lovers quarrel, Urusei. That moron's too damn stubborn for his own good. Ah, so it was a lovers quarrel. It was not, the extremely pissed off Sasuke yelled. Glaring at Kakashi with his coldest gaze, he asked. Now why did you say all that crap? Back at the memorial. That's not crap, I was explaining your past. Past my ass. Tell me the truth. That was the truth. There's no way me and Naruto could have ever been like that. Think again, Sasuke. Sasuke, I know you've been having visions. Sasuke looked at Kakashi, eyes slightly surprised. How did you know? Kakashi looked towards the direction of the breeze, his hair slightly blowing in the wind. The look on your face at the memorial was very amusing. Then again, so was Naruto's. He had visions too. Ah, but, he told me that liar. I am gonna kill him. Sasuke, he must have had a reason to lie to you. The mad Sasuke looked away. Sasuke, you care about Naruto just like you've cared about him in the past. You obviously care about him now. I only care for him as a rival. Nothing else, Sasuke said coldly, and he walked away. Kakashi put his hand on his forehead and sighed. Well, at least he's not ignoring me anymore. Now to go find Iruka. He muttered as he set off to tame the angry dolphin. Sasuke walked into the training grounds, observing several other shinobi students training hard. Others just stood in a little group gossiping. Greater than I'm so glad Iruka-sensei and the others got things under control. Greater than Sasuke sighed mentally. Greater than now they won't give Naruto weird looks anymore. Wait. Forget Naruto. Good thing they're not giving me weird looks anymore, but I never did care what they thought of me. Damn it, stupid Naruto. Greater than. Sasuke started to go up to a kicking board, until he was interrupted. Oi, Mina, the great Uzumaki Naruto is back. Oriya, a loud-voiced brat yelled. Shut up Naruto, can't you see we're training? Didn't you slip into a river and nearly drown? And didn't Sasuke save your puny little butt? And the students laughed. Naruto's face grew red and he shouted. Urusei yo, Sasuke didn't save me, I was just playing around with him. Suor Naruto, too bad you didn't die in that river. Yay, Sasuke-kun should have left you there. And the group burst out in laughter again, leaving an extremely mad Naruto to yell at them. As Sasuke stared at Naruto's face, he observed that something wasn't quite right. Naruto wasn't mad at all. When everyone had turned away from Naruto, besides Sasuke of course, Naruto dropped his facade for a second. Should have died huh, yay, I wish, Naruto whispered, his shoulders drooping and his eyes looking forlorn. It would be nice to be at peace. He murmured again before putting his mask back on and going to taunt Sakura. Sasuke gazed silently at Naruto. Greater than so he's still hurting. Greater than he thought before resuming his training. Nay, did you hear? Valentine's Day is coming up. Ino whispered excitedly. Oh yay, it is. Sakura joined in. I'm going to make homemade chocolates. Tenten said happily. But aren't we going to spend Valentine's Day here? Temari asked. Ah, no chocolate mix to make chocolate. Sakura screeched. No supplies. Og, Ino yelled. My beloved Kakashi-sensei. I am so sorry, sobbed another girl, Kakashi fangirl. Actually, there are some trees with cocoa beans here. Hinata said timidly. New author's note. Wahahaha, thanks to all you lovely reviewers out there for telling me how to make chocolate. Wakekekeke goes on a mad choco plant spree. but let's still pretend chocolate is easy to make, just for the sake of this story, nay. Wink wink bribes with Sasanaru plushies wink wink. Oh yay, Hinata and I found some of those trees near this village. We could make chocolates out of those. Tenten agreed. All right, Sakura yelled, now's my chance to steal Sasuke's heart. Hell yay, inner Sakura screamed. Nay nay, who are you making chocolates for? A voice prodded. Why, of course for my beloved Sasuke and, gah. Naruto, what are you doing here? Girls only. Get out, Sakura screeched as she kicked Naruto out of the little gossip corner. Anyway, really, who are you girls going to give chocolates to? Ino asked curiously. Immediately, at least 90 of all the girls screeched, Sasuke and Kakashi, while both guys and girls yelled, Haku. Where'd the guys come from? Gox. Well, actually, Neji, and Sasuke of course. Tenten said shyly. Kiba and Naruto. Hinata mumbled, so softly no one heard her. Well, Sasuke of course, but then, I guess I'll make one for Shikamaru too. After all, we get along quite well. Ino declared. Only Sasuke. Sasuke is all mine. Mine. I'll make the best chocolate for him. Sakura yelled. What do you mean he's yours? Sasuke is mine. Ino yelled. What about Shikamaru? T. Shut up. We all know I can cook better. Ino pig. Big forehead girl. Ino pig. Forehead girl. Narrator. And so the quarreling ensues, but what will happen on that fateful day, Valentine's Day? Well now, we'll have to get through about 3 more days before that will come up. Author. Nya, Toko-chan was going to end it here, but it's only, checks 11 pages. Gah. 8 more pages to go. See how nice this author is. XP. Day 1. Must get cocoa beans. Hey, I got those first. Yeah, you stepped on my cocoa bean. Move aside. This is for my precious Haku. That would be Toko-chan talking XD. In the name of love I order you to move from that bean. In the name of Kakashi step away from the cocoa. Oh my, a bit obsessed now. Gah, no, this is the perfect plant for Sasuke. Move. No, it's for me. I saw it first. The guys had no choice but to look bewildered at the bickering girls, almost like how women would fight over clothes at the discount store. But then again, some guys were attempting to make chocolate too. Move. This is going to be for Haku. What do you mean? Haku's only going to return my affections. No one else's. Oi, Haku's mine, and so is that bean you got there. No, Sasuke's mine, a voice screamed. Oh, my goodness, what kind of homo school did Toko-chan make? Love for Haku is okay, but Sasuke as well, nosebleeds. Day 2, while the girls, and some guys were busy making their pretty chocolates. The guys grouped together to have a talk. Nay, Neji, who do you think will give you chocolates? Naruto asked. Maybe. Neji left off thoughtfully. Thinking of Tenten no doubt. XD. Maybe who? Naruto muttered. I await chocolates from Sakura Chaan. Rock said, his eyes replaced with hearts. Nani, Sakura's going to give chocolates to me. Naruto fumed. Maybe I'll get one from Ino. Shikamaru said thoughtfully. Hinata will definitely get me and Shino some. She's like that. Kiba nodded. Does it matter? Gaara muttered. Sasuke waited for Naruto to come up and ask him as well, but for some reason, Naruto seemed to stay away. Greater than that Dobi, he's ignoring me. Greater than. Day 3. The girls and some guys were putting their final touches on their chocolates. Some howling in anger, for their chocolate didn't turn out right, others squealing at their nice handiwork. Kakashi stood in the teacher's lounge glancing at everyone. Is anyone here making chocolates? Kakashi asked. Silence filled the room. Now why would I do something as childish as that? Enko muttered, her feet on the table. Kakashi's sweat dropped. Anyone else? HMPH, even if we were making chocolates, we wouldn't tell you. Kurenai said casually, flipping her hair over her shoulder. And if we did make chocolates, who would we give them to? Snickered Tsunade. Yar, Now that's a bit harsh. Kakashi sighed. Iruka said nothing and blushed. Oh evil grin. The final day, Valentine's Day. Everyone was buzzing with excitement. Girls and guys were running around rampant with their pretty parcels of candy. Sasuke woke up, feeling it was going to be a bad day today. He looked over at Naruto's bed, expecting him to be awake first, as usual. But there Naruto was, still snoring in bed. Oi, Dobi, wake up before you miss out on all the candy. Sasuke sneered. Naruto merely frowned and turned over. Dobi, didn't you hear me? Get your lazy ass up. Sasuke ordered again. It's no use. Naruto murmured sleepily. Sasuke looked at Naruto questioningly. Valentine's Day, where's the meaning in that? No one gives anything to me anyhow. Naruto murmured again. Sasuke was surprised. Greater than why is Naruto being so open? Greater than. Naruto turned around again, snoring slightly. Sasuke's sweat dropped. Greater than he's still asleep. Greater than. Sasuke got dressed and stepped out the door. The sun was shining and the day was just starting. There were no clouds in the sky, birds of all sorts were flying, singing a happy song. And the first thing Sasuke thought was, greater than oh, shit, greater than. Sasuke stared at the hordes of fangirls waiting for him at his door. Greater than what are they trying to do? Ambush me or something? Greater than he gritted as he quickly ran as if his life depended on it. He ran as quickly as he could, escaping to a little hiding place behind several logs. Greater than imagine this. I, Uchiha Sasuke, who could beat up all these ignorant girls, is actually running away from them. Greater than. As he sat there in his hiding place, he got bored began to think. Naruto, at that time, after that incident, he's not showing it, but he's been ignoring me. We haven't fought for days. We haven't even sparred now that I think about it. And, we haven't talked to each other this whole time. Sasuke sighed quietly. But then, why should I care? Maybe I should just go back and take on those girls. Sasuke stood up and brushed himself off. Yay, then I'll have to confront Naruto about this. He began to walk down the path. But unknown to him, a silent wind had turned eerily calm and dark as it hissed. Uchiha Sasuke, I've found you at last. Author's note. Nyahaha. Finally, a plot arises. XD rejoice. Okay, back to the story. Sasuke entered the clearing and immediately fangirls were on him. Here, Sasuke, hearts. This is for you. More hearts. Sasuke-kun. Sasuke looked at each of the girls coldly. In fact, he glared at each and every one of the, what's that guy doing there? Anyway, Sasuke gave them a sharp look, making some swoon over.
I don't want them, he said coldly, his voice turning into ice. But Sasuke-kun. A voice whined. Give them to Naruto. And with that, he walked out, leaving the devastated girls behind.
But even so, Sasuke searched through his pockets, and found several boxes somehow lodged in them. Idiots, he muttered as he shivered at the memory of that crazy love-struck guy. Greater than he looks nothing like Naruto. Greater than Sasuke mused, not that I want him to. Walking away, he surveyed the crowd and noticed something quite amusing. Zabuza held a speaker, angrily muttering. We need backup now, there's more than I expected. Now hurry over before I kill some of them. He snarled as Haku nervously hid behind him. The mob of both guys and girls had backed Haku against a wall and Zabuza could barely contain them from trampling over him. I swear I'm going to slice some heads off, Zabuza said angrily. Yada, Zabuza-san, that won't be very nice. Haku cried desperately. Haku, be more cruel for once. Zabuza huffed. But Zabuza-san, isn't this what you like about me? Haku said shyly. Hora, I made this for you. He smiled and handed Zabuza a cute box of chocolates. Haku, when did you? Zabuza asked, a bit surprised. I have my ways. Haku grinned. Now that's what I like about you. Zabuza smiled. Now, Haku, stick those in my pockets over there, my hands are full at the moment. Haku glanced at the speakers and the giant blade that Zabuza was wielding in both hands. Hi, sweat drops. Sasuke smirked and continued walking. He noticed another mob. but it was mostly of girls. And there was Kakashi, perched high upon a rooftop, looking down on all his adoring fans. "Thank you for your chocolates, Mina, but please, just throw them at me, I'll catch them." He smiled. "I can't risk being mobbed by that huge group," he muttered under his breath. Immediately chocolates were aimed at him, some at alarmingly high speeds, others with full power. "Wah, what are they trying to do? Kill me!" Kakashi yelped as he dodged some and caught others to put in his already full bag of chocolates. Suddenly a figure appeared behind him. "Yo, Iruka, what are you doing up here? Were you being chased too?" Kakashi asked, surprised. Iruka smiled. But I was bored, so I made these for you." "Not that you already have a lot," Iruka stuttered, as he handed Kakashi a nice, pretty heart-shaped box. "Iruka, I don't know what to say," a touched Kakashi said, gazing at his precious, Iruka chocolates, before dodging another chocolate box. "But don't think it's because I like you in that way or anything. That'd be a bit awkward." Iruka frowned, a light blush forming on his cheeks. Hi, whatever you say," Kakashi smiled. "Just like the past Iruka," he silently whispered to himself. Sasuke once again walked on, declining a few more chocolates and breaking a few more hearts. Only about 20 hearts or so rolls eyes. He went to the training grounds, and surprisingly, no one was there. Greater than then again, who would be training when they're all hoping for chocolates? Greater than, Sasuke thought sarcastically. He began to cross the training grounds, looking for something to kick, until he heard some voices. "Naruto-kun, this is for you." "Hi Hinata-chan. For me, are you sure?" Thanks Hinata. You sure made my day." Sasuke hid behind a tree, watching Naruto's little interaction with the shy girl. Greater than, so he got chocolates after all, good for him. Greater than, Sasuke thought. Greater than, but why do I feel a bit sad? Greater than. He watched atop a tree as Hinata cheerfully skipped back to meet with the other girls, leaving Naruto happily munching on his chocolates. Greater than, what is wrong with me? Greater than, Sasuke wondered a bit frightfully. Greater than, I am not capable of these feelings, but why am I? Greater than. Suddenly, Naruto looked up. "Oi, I can sense you, whoever you are, come out," he yelled. Greater than, Kuso, I forgot to hide my chakra. Greater than, Sasuke angrily thought. He dropped to the ground. "Yo," he simply said. "Sasuke," Naruto exclaimed, "bug off. Nothing you can say is going to destroy my happiness today." Naruto grinned. "I know. Here." Sasuke thrust out some chocolates to Naruto. "Wah, what? Aren't these from your fangirls?" "I don't want them," Naruto snarled. "I don't like chocolate. You can have them. I don't want your leftovers. Then pretend I made them for you." Sasuke thrust all the chocolates into Naruto's hand and began to walk away. "Why me?" he heard the blonde mutter. Sasuke stopped. Greater than, because I have a strange feeling inside me that I can't describe, but I can't say that. Greater than. I know how true loneliness feels like. Sasuke mustered before he walked away again, leaving the surprised Kyuubi staring after him. Greater than, now weren't you going to talk to him about ignoring you? Greater than, a voice chided in Sasuke's head. Greater than, but for some reason, I feel too happy to spoil the mood. Greater than, Sasuke replied. Greater than, Soka, why do I feel so happy for such a small act? All I did was give Naruto something I did not want. Greater than. And the shinobi quietly walked away, feeling happy and peaceful. End of Valentine special. Next day, everyone, line up and quietly step into the bus. Kakashi yelled cheerfully. The field trip is finally over. Sighed Shikamaru. It was nice there, all we did was relax. I didn't get a chance for Sasuke to return my love. Sobbed Sakura. I'll be glad to get away from this jerk. Naruto said as everyone entered the bus. Actually you don't, Iruka's voice replied. Nani? Naruto squawked. Since everyone's gotten used to their roommates, we've decided for you to be dorm mates as well. Kakashi said, stepping behind Naruto. The whole class yelled. Naruto dumped his suitcase into his new dorm, the dorm he was going to share with Sasuke. I'm going to have to stick up with him for the rest of the year, Naruto muttered. Just as he was cursing Sasuke, the black-haired ninja arrived and quietly put his stuff away. Naruto turned around and glared at Sasuke, watching his every move. Dobi, glaring at me like that won't make me melt away, Sasuke said coolly. Who said I was doing that? Screamed Naruto. As the two quarreled, one silent figure watched from afar, taking extra interest in the older ninja. I won't let you get away this time, Sasuke-kun. The figure cackled. Sasuke, Naruto yelled, running towards the taller ninja. It's Valentine's Day. How many chocolates did you get? Naruto yelled excitedly, hooking on to his lover's arm. 1. That's it. No. 1. For you. Sasuke handed Naruto a large box of chocolates. Sasuke, you're acting like a total woman, snickered Naruto, a blush going up his cheeks. Smirked Sasuke. And what about you? What do you mean? Naruto said, a bit puzzled. How do you explain these? Sasuke smirked again as he held up a big heart-shaped box that said, To Sasuke from Naruto with love. Oi, how did you get that? Naruto yelled, a bit embarrassed. I found them while I was in your room this morning. Sasuke, I was going to give that to you at a more special time. Sasuke raised his eyebrow. This is a special time. And he pecked Naruto on the nose. Thanks for the chocolates, Dobi, he said as he lazily waved the chocolates a bit. Sasuke tem, Naruto said, a slow smile making his way to his face, as he held his hand to his nose where Sasuke had beeped him. Naruto woke up. Greater than it's. Another dream like that again. Greater than he thought. Greater than why am I getting all of these? I don't want them. Greater than. He clutched his head. Greater than I don't want any memories from the past. I don't want any more pain. Greater than Naruto yelled mentally. Suddenly, Naruto felt a shiver go down his spine.
Greater than that feeling. I felt it before. Greater than he thought, and he swiveled his head towards Sasuke. He found a thin figure crouched over the boy, reaching down towards his throat. Nandatteba yo. Dare ga. And what do you think you're doing? Yelled Naruto. The figure suddenly stood up, and disappeared. What? He vanished, Naruto whispered. He walked over to Sasuke's bed. Sasuke was still asleep. Baka. Why didn't you wake up? You should have sensed him, Naruto murmured. Sasuke stirred again. He was obviously dreaming. Of what? Naruto wasn't quite sure he wanted to know. There was Itachi and Orochimaru. Both were chasing after him. But no matter how hard the black-haired ninja ran, they seemed to catch up to him. Sasuke couldn't turn around and fight, and he couldn't stop and stand still. All he could do was run, which was what he did. He felt fear rushing to his brain, making him run further, but his brother and the snake sage were catching up quickly. Ah! He screamed as he darted up, taking deep breaths. Oi, Daijobu, a voice prodded. Sasuke looked up. Oh, Naruto, it's you. Of course it's me. Who else would it be? Your secret lover, Naruto joked. But Naruto, hi, you are my secret lover. Naruto widened his eyes. Well, not for long. Everyone's going to know about us soon. Naruto grinned. Then all the fangirls won't come after you anymore. Sasuke smiled and nodded. Demo saw. Sasuke, you had another nightmare again. You've been having them for a while, Naruto said, concern showing in his eyes. Ah, Demo, it's all right, as long as you're here. Sasuke, don't be so sappy. You shouldn't be talking, Baka. Baka, oi, Baka janai yo, aho, it's true. You talk more like a woman than I do sometimes. Take that back, make me. And Sasuke pulled Naruto down, engaging in a tickle fight. Then out of the dark, Orochimaru sneaked upon them, his narrow eyes glaring upon Sasuke. You are mine, he snarled as he lunged towards Sasuke. Sasuke jolted awake, breathing heavily. Oi, Daijobu, a voice prodded. Sasuke looked up, and encountered Naruto, sitting calmly on the side of his bed. Oh, Naruto, it's you. Of course it's me.
Who else would it be? Your secret lover, Naruto joked. Deja. To be continued and thank you for watching.